Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you are tuned into Neek in the morning. Well, it's the morning for me right now. I just wanted to come on live and just send prayers to the people in Texas that are hurting through this time. It's absolutely unfathomable how their mayor can be so insensitive, and even the insensitivity that I see around the internet. Like, we got to stop this mentality of if it ain't happening to me, like, oh well, type of thing. Like, we can't have this whole, like, well, my house is fine, so they just got to deal with it type of thing. Like, that kind of rhetoric is just so bizarre and crazy to me. Like, how you would feel like it's okay for other people to suffer just because you are not suffering. Like, it's totally devastating for many people, like losing their homes, losing their houses. And to see people on the internet who are not in those situations feel like, you know, oh well, they got to figure it out. It's like, that is just so cold and cruel. Like, I just can't even imagine, like, who raised you? Like, I really be looking at some of the comments thinking, like, who raised you, um I'm going to share some of the videos that was posted on Baller Alert. I'm also going to read what the Texas mayor had to say. Um, when it's stuff that's dealing with the world, like, I'm a person who, obviously, you guys know YouTube is my job. I get paid to do this, but you know, I'm also here to talk about real life things that is affecting our people, like, period. Some of your favorite content creators, they won't even take the time out to talk about this because this ain't like a money making topic. You know what I'm saying? But me, like, I just can't have a platform and not speak on certain things like this that's going on, that's affecting so many people, millions and millions of people. And the mayor and the senator of those places are just willy-nilly acting like, oh well, like, we out of here. You have the mayor saying that he's gonna hurt some feelings because with the too bad so sad, figure it out mentality. Then you also have the Texas senator who skipped town and went to Cancun so that he can chill on a resort and wait it out while people literally suffer. It's crazy, but I'm going to show you guys some of the videos. I'm going to also speak about the senator, him flying out to Cancun to wait it out while this is going on. Like, it's just too much. Like, these are positions of power that are supposed to be to help the people through these times. Like, why is it that they're prepared for nothing but silencing black people? Like, if it's black people coming together to do something, they know how to figure out how to nip that in the bud quick, or they know how to hurry up and fix that situation quick. But when it comes to natural disasters, when it comes to certain things, they just can't seem to figure it out. Like, but as soon as, like, there's a black person movement or black something that's going on, they figure that stuff out quick. Like, they figure that stuff out with the quickness. And that's the stuff that, really, 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 really burns my blood. Like, it really boils my blood. But let me show you guys some of these videos.
I don't know what to do. Everything's flooded. Guys, so this is my house. I don't know what to do.
The whole house is flooded. The roof collapsed. There's no power. Oh my God. It's awful. It's been 40 hours, no power. It's freezing. It hasn't snowed here since 1973. Our hot tub and pool, literally frozen. It's crazy. Ugh. Half the lake is frozen. The poor ducks. It's crazy. KNG up. We're surviving, baby. The whole house.
What the fuck? My shit's flooding for no fucking reason.
nothing, bro. I always had heat in my house, bro. I'm in the bathroom with the steam on, bro. This is bro. What's going on, bro? I can't take it no more, bro. I can't take it no more. Who got heat at their house? Oh God, I'm coming pay you. Who got heat at their house, bro? Who heat to work? Cause right now I got the shower on hot. Got the shower on hot, and I got about 10 jackets on, and I don't think I'm gonna make it no more. So who got heat at their house, bro? I'm coming over. I'm gonna pay you. I pay you $200 an hour, real money, bro. This is not a joke. $200 an hour if you got heat at your house, bro.
Holy shit! Are you fucking kidding me right now? Oh my god!
Should I go up there and pop it back up? I don't want to.
Oh my god!
Oh my god. Well,
What the fuck?
there goes our house.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
So y'all, here's an update. We are still without power here in Texas. I had to go and steal a pallet from, I don't know if y'all can see that pallet, but had to go steal that pallet. You can see that one over there, from this trucking company to start a fire because Walmart is out of wood and they're out of bread and everything else. And our power is still out. So we're sitting here by the fire. And yeah, I guess we're gonna make it through, y'all, but let's update. Texas is wrong for this. Texas is wrong for this. Like, there's not even salt. They're not even salting the roads out here. Like, y'all, it's so freaking cold in here. I brought me a grill to grill outside so I can at least cook something hot.
Okay, so that's just some of the videos of what's happening in Texas. And for those of you guys like myself who don't live in the cold climate, a lot of their issues is that their pipes are basically freezing and busting. So when the pipes are busting and the water is running, out of nowhere, sometimes you could be asleep, sometimes you could just be out on a store run. And if your pipes bust, it'll literally just flood your whole entire house. And that's what's happening to a lot of these people's houses. Their pipes, because the weather is so cold, is busting. Those people in certain areas that are used to this weather. Now, Texas, they're not used to this cold weather like this. This is like record-breaking temperatures. This is not the norm for Texas. This is not something that is normally happen. This is like a special situation where it is so cold and they're not used to dealing with it. Which is also why there was a 100-car pileup, 6 people dead, because they're not used to dealing with it. People in other cold places, they basically salt the roads so that the salt can melt and it'll prevent the vehicles from sliding and people, getting into so many accidents. But over in Texas, since they're not used to that type of weather, they're just basically not doing anything, not salting the roads, not, giving people methods like in places where they're used to it being freezing temperatures. They have methods and ways for you to not get your pipes to bust. Like, there are methods that will prevent your pipes from busting. And I was told that in Texas over the news, they told them, what did the person say? Um, like I don't even give me the line. I don't even know, but something like don't even worry about like running your water. Oh, to conserve your water. And don't run your water in the sink. So basically, in colder temperatures, basically they tell you to like do like a slow drip in your sink so that your pipes won't bust and freeze, and do like a slow drip with hot water. And so what I was told is they even told the people in Texas like to not to do that, to conserve their water. And so in response to not doing anything, all of these people's pipes are bursting and they are getting this tragedy like this, which is sad. So the mayor, came forward after everybody is having such a tough time with this because they're not used to this. I could see if it's a place where it normally snows this way every year, they're used to this type of weather. So it's like, okay, by now you need to understand how to survive in this type of situation. This is not that. This is not people who are used to this. This is a natural disaster for them. Like they're not used to this. They're not equipped. Other places who are used to certain weathers, they know that they probably need to get a generator. They know that they probably need to have certain things, And not to mention on top of that, because so many people's homes are being destroyed, the hotels are booked. So a lot of the people are even in situations to where they can't even get shelter right now because majority of the hotels are all booked up. Like they're booked. You can't even get a hotel because so many people are without power. So many people's homes are being destroyed. So they can't even get power. And then you have mayors who are not even trying to find solutions to help these people. They're not even trying to, get together with the big churches or get together with the big coliseums that they have or whatever to shelter people. They're just like, oh, well, too bad, so sad, sink or swim. The senator is out here flying to freaking Mexico and going to Cancun on a resort, and the mayor is telling people like, oh, well, let me hurt your feelings, you need to figure it out. And then you actually have people in the comments who are actually agreeing with that. Like there is people who are actually reposting what the mayor is saying, like, well, I agree with him. No, you only agree because it's not happening to you. You only agree because you sitting in the comfort of your heat. You're sitting in the comfort of your home where you have your stock groceries. Over here, I'm in California. My grocery store is packed. You know what I'm saying? So it's people like that who feel like, oh, well, I go to the grocery store and there's food. These people are going to their local grocery stores and they can't even buy an apple because people have bought out the stores. They can't even get shelter because all of the hotels are booked. That's not a too bad, so sad situation. That's a very, 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 like, that's, I don't even know. Like, I just can't even, I don't ever understand how people could be so like, I don't know. Like, I just don't get it. But let me read to you guys what this mayor had to say for some of you guys who did not hear what he had to say, which is like, bro, what? Like, it's just crazy. So this is what the mayor had to say in this disaster while people are hurting. They're losing their homes. Their pipes are busting. The hotels are full. Like this is the mayor's response. Let me hurt some feelings while I have a minute. No one owes you or your family anything, nor is it the local government's responsibility to support you during trying times like this. Sink or swim, it's your choice. The city and county, along with the power providers or any other services, owes you nothing. First of all, if I'm paying the city and y'all taxing me for every little thing and I'm paying my bills and y'all adding all these frivolous charges, bitch, you owe me power. You owe me lights. Yes, the hell you do. You owe me for what I've been paying for. The hell you mean they don't owe you nothing? Yes, you do owe me power. You owe me lights. Yes, you do. You owe me heat. I pay for that. These people pay for that. So yes, you owe it to them. Y'all know how to tack a charge on. Y'all know how to add a miscellaneous charge on there, and they paying for stuff that they not even receiving. I be looking on my bill like, what is this such and such charge? What is this? Y'all know how to tack all them charges on and want us to pay you, but like what? So he said, I'm sick and tired of people looking for a damn handout. A damn handout. These people are losing their homes, have no shelter to go to because the hotels are booked. And this MF gonna say he tired of people looking for a handout. How about these people are looking for shelter? They're looking for a solution. How about offer them a solution? You're the mayor. That's what you're there for. You're for improving the what are you like? I just don't like how is going to the grocery store and there's literally no food there at all looking for a handout, and you can't even buy it if you want to. You can't even get a hotel if you want to. Like that just I mean, I just can't even understand the thinking. It says, if you don't have electricity, you step up and come up with a game plan to keep your family warm and safe. Well, I'm pretty sure, Mr. Mayor, that these people are coming up with what they can come up with. I'm pretty sure they're figuring it out. But at the same time, there should be means that you, the mayor, the senator, and all of those people should be coming up to better assist them through them figuring it out, better assist them through this time. Like, yes, of course, they are figuring it out, I'm sure. Like, they have no choice. But there should also be solutions to help them in this situation as well. So he says, if you have no water, you deal without and think outside of the box to survive and supply water to your family. If you are sitting at home in the cold because you have no power and are sitting there waiting for someone to come rescue you because you're lazy, is a direct result of your raising. Only the strong will survive and the weak will perish. Like, as a mayor, like, how could that even come out of your mouth? Like, yes, people should not just wait for a miracle to happen. You should be finding solutions in this time. But at the same time, Mr. Mayor, you should be giving them solutions as well. Like, that's just crazy. So after that, he ended up resigning or whatever. He said, bottom line, don't be a part of the problem, be a part of the solution. Like, you should be helping offer a damn solution. Like, you should be part of the solution and what you offer. Like, you should be getting with these big churches, getting with Joe Osteen ass and getting with whoever else and trying to, coordinate shelter for these people, coordinate, something. Like, I just don't even understand how he can have that thought process. Like, that's just crazy. So also, people feel as though, if you got money, like Tammy Roman has shared a video of her home. So she has shared a video of her home showing that her house in Texas was destroyed. We also got to stop thinking that just because somebody got money, it's okay for their stuff to be destroyed. You work hard for the things that you have. Like me, I'm not rich, but I work hard for everything that I have. And if my stuff gets destroyed, I'm going to be sad about it. Like, why do you guys, or not even, I'm not talking to y'all in the chat, but why do people feel like if you have money that it's okay, like, and you can buy, certain things, like it's okay for your stuff to be destroyed? There are some things that have sentimental value that cannot be replaced. I have things in my home that, like, for instance, when I moved into my first house, my uncle helped me put together a lot of my furniture. My uncle is no longer here today. My furniture that he helped me with, I plan to cherish that as long as I can. And it has nothing to do with, like, not being able to buy new furniture. It's just that some things have sentimental value to you. So for people to think that just because a person is rich, oh well, you could buy another house, and oh well, like that is so cold. Like these people work for what they have. And people like to throw around like, oh, well, you could just, you could just get insurance. Let's not act like when people file these insurance claims that this stuff don't take months and months and months and months to deal with. And the insurance policies don't even cover everything that you have. A lot of these insurance companies will try to nickel and dime you and give you, the bottom of the barrel replacement of things. I'm just like, I don't understand how people could feel like so heartless. Like, but then it's like, I mean, I guess, we live in a selfish time these days. We live in, a world where people just are heartless. I mean, they just are heartless, and I just cannot with people. But this is Tammy's home. Hold up. Let me speak to Janessa TV real quick. There is always going to be someone in a worse situation than you. So have you never been upset about anything that pertains to your life? Because anything that happened in your life, Janessa, there is always something worse for somebody else. So that means that you ain't never crying or never hurt or never upset about nothing, because anything that happens to you, there is always going to be someone in a worse situation than you. That does not mean that you cannot be upset about the things happening in your life. So that means that anytime something happens to you, then, never have a feeling of hurt, never have a feeling of disappointment, because there's always going to be somebody in a worse situation than you. That does not make your situation any less hurtful just because somebody else has a situation going on. There's always going to be somebody in a worse situation than you. Like if the stores um all closed today, like, yeah, my house is fully stocked with groceries where I can survive, but I'm still gonna be like, damn, like once this go, like, what am I gonna do? Like, it's still gonna be people on this, like, there's always gonna be somebody who is in a worse situation. That does not make your situation less hurtful. Like, I don't even like child, I cannot with people like that. Like, that's literally like all the comments under certain posts thinking like, oh well, like, be grateful. Like, I'm allowed to be upset. Like, you're allowed to be upset if your things are destroyed. If Janessa walked outside right now, I guarantee you, if she walked outside right now and she has a car, or if her house suddenly gets flooded, she ain't gonna be thinking about what worse somebody else got it. She not gonna be thinking about that. I guarantee you, if Janessa got a car that she been paying on, she got a house that she's living in, and all of her stuff gets totally destroyed, you think Janessa gonna be thinking about what somebody else got worse? No, you're not. So y'all need to stop with that. Like, y'all need to stop with that. Because if somebody came in your house and took everything up out of there, everything that you got up out of there, you go to the store, you walk to the store, or drive where whatever, you come back to your house and everything is gone. Janessa, you're not gonna be feeling like, oh, somebody else got it worse. Like, you're going to be upset about that. And trying to say that you wouldn't is a lie. Like, yes, I'm sure these people are upset. I mean, they're grateful that they are alive, I'm sure, but you got people who are not alive, Janessa. You got a woman in Texas trying to keep her baby and herself warm, and she died from carbon monoxide in Texas, Janessa. You have people trying to survive this, okay? It's not it's not just some, oh, well, be grateful. You got people dying. You got people also dying. Like, I'm just so like, uh. So this story, for instance, Janessa, these people can't be grateful that they're alive because they're in this situation as well as the other people, and they died because they were trying to keep warm and they got poisoned from carbon monoxide. So you have people that can't even be grateful, Janessa, because this is a sad situation that's going on. So I'll read this to you guys. Texas woman and child killed by carbon monoxide poisoning trying to keep warm. A Houston woman and an 8-year-old girl died of carbon monoxide poisoning after leaving a car running in a garage to generate heat. ABC 13 reports that according to the Houston Police Department, officers and fire department were called for a welfare check by a relative of a woman. When they arrived on the scene, they found 4 people in distress. The woman was dead in her car, and her 8-year-old girl was found dead inside the condominium. An adult male and a 7-year-old boy were taken to an area hospital to be treated for carbon monoxide poisoning. Initial indications are that a car was running in the attached garage to create a heat as a power out, and HPD said in a statement, cars, grills, and generators should not be used in or near the building. Texas has seen an uptick in carbon monoxide poisoning as Texans look for ways to keep warm after a recent winter storm. The storm knocked out powers for millions in the state amid record low temperatures. And then it says to read more, go to the baller alert. But, you know, there are people who, can't even be grateful that they're alive because they're in this situation, and it's a sad, unfortunate situation. Um, so my heart goes out to you guys that are in Texas. I, couldn't imagine, what they're going through. Um, you know, I couldn't imagine everything that I work for just gone in the blink of an eye just because we had a storm. Like, even if, you know, I could possibly replace some things, I still couldn't imagine going through that and having to, be displaced and, things like that. But let me read to you guys about the senator. So, like I was telling you guys, the Texas senator skipped out and went to Mexico. He went to Cancun and was like, I'm about to wait this out and I'm about to go to Cancun and I'm about to, chill real quick. Let me pull this up. Okay, so as you can see right here, it says Senator Ted Cruz faces backlash after photos reportedly show him traveling while Texas residents continue to face winter storm. Texan Senator Ted Cruz traveled to Mexico for a family vacation as his home state struggles with a weather crisis, a source tells the Associated Press. The high profile Republican was expected to return immediately, according to a source who spoke on the condition of the anonymity. So hold up. It's not going to the next slide. Hold on, y'all. Okay. So this is also Fox News reporting, and it says Ted Cruz flew to Cancun with his family amid power crisis in Texas. And then the Daily Show said heartbreaking. One Texas residents had to travel over 1,700 miles to find heat, water, and electricity. Sean King wrote, as Texas struggles, millions without power and water, without gas or heat, Republican Senator Ted Cruz flew to Cancun. Dozens of people have already died. People are starving and freezing, and this man took a damn vacation to Cancun. This right here, it says, where they said that, he just, they confirmed it. It says, as millions of families in Texas remain without water, electricity, and heat, Ted Cruz is vacationing in Cancun. Ted Cruz left his own constituents on their own during a disaster. He is not fit to serve in the Senate, period. So with all of this stuff going on, Texas, you guys definitely, 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 definitely have to vet your politicians when it comes time to vote for these people. It is definitely, definitely, definitely important to vet and get the best candidates in office, because these people, the senator, the mayor, they do not give a damn. They don't care. They don't care. They don't give a hoot at all. Thank you for the donation, T Sims. Um Thank you for the donation. If any of you guys are in Texas, want to speak to the conditions that you're going through, or if you have family, my best friend is in Texas and she was without power. Um and she had to figure it, they had to find logs and keep warm and things like that, and burning them in the fireplace. But I was just thinking about, my friend, she's fortunate to have a home that has a fireplace. But I was thinking about the homes that don't have fireplaces, like the homes that you can't buy wood and you can't buy logs to burn in the fireplace to keep warm and things like that. Like, I'm like, I feel for those people. But if you are in Texas, or if you want to speak to what's going on, you can click the link in the chat. Okay. Um, click the StreamYard link. Yeah. They are, I don't know why they're not salting the streets. That's just crazy. But you said no water, no power, apartment up in flames. Yeah, it's just sad. But you guys can click the link if you want. You don't have to come on camera. You can turn off your camera and just speak to the situations that's going on. Um, Let me see what some of you guys are saying in the chats. Hey, Tramika.
Hey, what's up, Neek?
Hey, hold up. Let me respond to Lisa Orr right quick. Lisa says you should have enough firewood to last you for a year or two. We give people so many excuses. We had to wake up. First of all, Lisa, everybody don't got storage to stock up no damn wood for no year or no 2 years. And these people are not used to these temperatures. Okay. If this was a place where they are used to these temperatures and it always get that cold, then yeah, that would be one thing. But for one, people don't, like, some people in apartments, like if you live in an apartment, where you gonna store a year or 2 years worth of firewood? If you live in a small house that you barely got storage for your own stuff, where you gonna put all of this firewood for a year or 2 years? Some of y'all just be saying stuff that is just like, anyways,
Ridiculous.
go ahead, Tramika.
So my whole thing was to just come on and just thank everybody for their prayers. Like I had sent you my mom video. She pretty much lost everything, and she just got that house that she moved in. Ceiling caved in. It's not that nobody wasn't excited about snow, but we wasn't prepared for the kind of weather that we got. Like they lied to us about the grid. I have lights, but I don't have water. And it's like if somebody's pipes them bust, then everybody gotta suffer. And I live in an apartment complex. I got a fireplace, but they ran out of logs in the store for the person that said that as well. Who stores logs? We don't even have the weather for to run a fireplace, So that was just incompetent. That's just dumb. And
Yeah,
I'm a little upset about the Janessa girl. Like, how how could you just be making a joke of like we are still losing people right now. People are being found frozen. The homeless people, they are still finding these people frozen because they didn't want to go, or they just was in their own way, just set in their own way, or just nobody can find them in time. We were up in here with
Yeah.
my family and my 4-year-old son. We just had to make it how we made it, and we made it. I had to get out there and catch rainwater. I would have never thought I would have had to do that. I had to catch rainwater to pour in my bathtub to flush the toilet. I had bottled water, for other things, because they cut our water off. But I'm still not complaining because there's people that didn't have power and water. I just feel
Yeah.
bad that like they don't understand. Well, come to up north, the weather's better. We don't complain. It's snow. We lose all this. It's not the same. We are not equipped for that kind of weather that we got.
Yeah, it's that. Boss Rail, it says that your device is not connected. So, I don't like allow you gotta allow your mic and allow it to connect to the streams because I can't add you. Christina.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Okay. You gotta echo, Christina. You gotta cut off the background.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just, want to say thank you for allowing me to come on, but it's crazy. Like I've been watching this from like day one, and I just been looking at how, first of all, I'm just surprised that Texas have snow. And I was looking at this one girl at like early this morning. She was like the snow was fake. It wasn't real snow. Like, so they got me like, okay, But I'm from St. Louis, and we've been having it crazy up here. Like it's been snowing every day. We've been down to below like 12 to 15. They didn't shut down stuff, but what got me was yesterday I went to the grocery store, and it was like a lot of things was off the shelves, and I was telling my husband like something not right because usually Schnucks have everything and be stocked up, and I'm like something's going on that we don't know about because they finna try something. Everybody just need to be prepared. I just say everybody be safe because something is not right. Like I just have a feeling something not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just trying to hold up for my son. Um, just not have him see too much of the horrible part of this. So I try to like
Mm-hmm.
shelter, things that he don't need to see. So we try to like deflect. Oh, it's okay. It's just snow. Go outside, whatever. But we try not to let him see the bad part of what's going
Yeah,
on, because adults can manage through, but you got to remember it's kids. And that
right.
woman, all she was trying to do.
Protect their kids and keep them warm.
Exactly. So it was like a life or death situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that with my neighbor. Like she's Vietnamese, barely speak English. So we both been checking on each other. This lady, and I had water, and she gave me 2 cases of water.
Right.
We just looking out for each other.
Like that's what time it is. Like it's not about color, race, none of that. Like we all need to stick together because at the end of the day, it's like it's gonna be us against them. And if we
Yeah,
keep going back and forth over petty, stupid stuff, like we're not gonna get nowhere.
yeah. you know. And these people, they not gonna help you. Like that's
Mm-mm.
all good. He is gonna go where he gonna go. Ted Cruz, Greg Abbott. They not. They don't care.
They fine. They family. I bet
You
you they
know,
family fine.
they don't care. And people that have experienced this, they do care. I've seen a lot of good comments, telling people, giving advice like what to do, how to do
Mm-hmm.
this, how to get the ice off the cars. Like we were stuck in the house before we can even get out to go get more supplies for like 2 days. The road was pure ice.
Yeah.
Nobody's equipped with snow tires. Nothing, none of that. The salt on that didn't help. The city couldn't even get through to put salt on the road. Now, mind you, it's snow and rain. You know,
That's how it was, man. Like that's how it was here. Like we were stuck in the house for 2 days, and this guy, he was shoveling, snow. So I had my husband pay for him to do our front and my neighbor's front. She's an older lady. She's like 89 years old. And like it's like right after that, more snow came and rain. And then when I went out, I just was looking at the streets and I'm like, what are they doing? Like you see the
Yeah.
stuff on top of the snow is not melting. Like it's crazy. Like I don't know. Like but my heart goes out to everybody in Texas. And I all I can say is you all be safe. You got to take care of them babies at whatever cost.
Mhm.
Yeah, I want to
Yep.
read this real quick. Somebody has background interference that I just added. If you have it playing in the background, if you have a loud background, mute your mic. Who is that? Okay. So I just wanted to read this picture as well. So this person is somebody who has to survive off of an oxygen tank. And it says, one more time, I am fighting for my life. We live in the energy capital of the country and we have no electricity. This is totally unacceptable. Now I have to use portable oxygen tanks and they are running out. The last solution before I run out of air is to go back to the hospital. I feel the pain of all of those that are in the same situation as me. Please pray for me and my family. Texas Snow. So this is a person who, they to survive, they have to basically go to the hospital to survive. It's just sad. Felicia, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I'm in Dallas right now, and like the previous caller specified, we are not prepared. Like I have a fireplace, but normally in Texas, the fireplace is really just for show. It's just an added beauty to the home. And we went to buy wood, and there's a business around the corner that sells wood, and the lines are extremely long. Home Depot and Lowe's were completely out of wood. Now, we're fortunate enough to have a fireplace, but there's no more wood for us to buy. And, I think it's very insensitive of someone to say, like, go buy more wood when there's no way or nowhere to buy wood. And like you stated previously, it's not all about the financial things that you have in your house, but I have things in my home that my father made before I was born that's irreplaceable. And of course, we're grateful to have life, but there's several people who literally lost their lives just trying to stay warm. And that is, that's very heart wrenching. And I think it's insensitive for someone in another state. If you're used to this kind of condition, then you're prepared. But we are more prepared for heat. It gets very hot in Texas. I'm 51 years old, and we've never, ever experienced this kind of snowstorm or this kind of low temperatures in my entire life. And I'm just praying for everyone. My mother, she lives 20 miles from me. I can't even get to my mom. And she has underlying health conditions. She'll be 70 on Saturday. So we just have to stick together, and you have to help the people around you and pray to God that the people close to your parents will help them. And so far it's been that way, but you never know what's to come. This is up to God. And when God allows something, you have to do the best that you can just to pull through. And the only thing we can do is do what we can and lean and depend on God and trust in Him. And I just appreciate you for even speaking on this topic and speaking up, on our behalf. And we thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Felicia. Someone asked if I have family in Texas. I live in California, so Texas is like a 21 or so hour drive. So a lot of the people that I know from California has relocated to Texas. My grandfather lives in Texas. My best friend lives in Texas. Two other childhood friends live in Texas, and my mom's best friend lives in Texas. So yes, I have several, people in Texas. So my heart just goes out to those. But even if I did not have family in Texas, I still, feel for what everyone is going through. Go ahead, Sincere.
Hey, what's going on? I'm a huge fan of the
Hey.
show. I'm actually going to Texas to, help the people out right now because I got family that live down there. I've recently just talked to one of my cousins, and he's in Houston, Texas, and he lost everything, Neek. I mean, everything is gone. I mean, I appreciate you just putting this out there for the people because it's so sad. It's so
Yeah, it's
sad.
very sad.
And I'm like, as soon as I leave Maryland, I'm going down there like to help those people out because I feel so bad for our peoples that this is going on right now.
Yeah, well, thank you for taking the time out to do that. That's amazing.
Another thing, do you know where the GoFundMe's are at so I can like donate to Texas too? Is it available?
I'm not sure. I don't I think that people have probably, like, individual GoFundMes, but I don't know of, like, an official, um, one.
Yeah,
Not
because I
sure.
want to definitely give back to what's going on because that's sad. I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, it's devastating. Z?
Thank you, Nick. How are you? And thank you
Hi.
to everyone that is praying for us here in Texas. I'm in Fort Worth, and being honest, let me start out first. For those who are not from here, we do get snow. However, it doesn't stick around long enough. 2011, it did. We had rolling blackouts that year. 2013, we had another storm, but it was never to the level of this, which is now considered what they're saying like a blizzard weather for us. Yes, we do have firewood. However, everyone does not have fireplaces. And as the young lady stated, some are just used for show. Yes, I have firewood in my backyard, and it's actually frozen. I have some in the house. But so far, we've been blessed to not lose power, water. We're now told to boil it for everything, including washing your hands. I have friends who don't have water. Some don't have lights. I'm helping as much as I could. Tried to get out yesterday. There's no sand trucks out. And so if you do not understand what we're going through, if you could just imagine, take yourself out of your position and put it into ours. When you have loved ones who are running low and you're trying to get things to them, but by 6 o'clock yesterday, there was so much stuff that was closed. Rode all night trying to find places that were open. You saw very limited fast food places that were open. It is really a trying time for us here. So right now, you're not able to do really anything. My street is pretty much still, I'm on a hill. So no one really and truly wants to try it. For the cars that I have seen, they slid back down. For those who tried to come and get wood from me, they couldn't even make it up the hill or down the hill. Not even in walking because the snow was hitting them so hard when it first started. I was trying to help anybody I could. You all, this is not a normal for us. This here is a first. This is a first time, and it's been cold as heck. They wanted us to turn our temperatures down. Texas decided about 10 years ago to supply their own power grid. That's our biggest thing that's going on right now. So when those windmills froze, it started knocking power out left and right. They weren't prepared for this. So now we're all suffering. And the homeless, it's heartbreaking to see someone out. In the middle of COVID, you can't even mix in houses right now. My mother just got over COVID. Thank you, God, that she's okay. She didn't have any bad complications, but someone else out there, their parent or loved one may be. But you can't even put people in your homes right now. And you're trying to help as much as you can. So please be sympathetic. This
Yeah.
is awful. This is awful. I am crying and it is hurtful because you can't even help those that you want to try and help and get to them. You're sliding, the cars, you're spinning out. It's awful. And I'm trying to get out and try and get somebody some help.
Are
It's
there food
sad.
shelters available?
You can't, it's so much that's shut down, you can't get to it. You're normally having to try and ask somebody near you if you don't have it. If you are trying to cook, you got to make sure that, you're boiling water for everyone. I mean, and I made the mistake this morning not even thinking, wash my face and everything. And the actual tank that is supplying us is not a good tank at all. The water is so murky. When I ran it in my
Mhm.
kitchen, thank God, the one in the bathroom in the room was not like that. But I just wasn't even thinking this morning, just doing a normal routine. And it's awful. My pipes froze. I had to get a hair dryer to undo that. I had heaters, like they said. They told us, "Oh, do the drip." Well, the drip was causing pipes to bust because
Yep, I
it
did
was too
mine
low.
too.
Yeah, and it's
Mm-hmm.
awful. So then they come back on TV and tell you, oh, now you need to do a stream.
Mm-hmm.
Because
It's
they
Heck,
I
I
just
saying,
had
need for
turned
people
my
just to please and then you have hotels, you have people who are sleeping in cars. The hotels are knocked out. There's limited
yep.
food. It's sad. It is truly sad. But thank you to everybody. Mm,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
had
know
to
what
turn
happened.
my I had to turn my heater was on like 73, but then it still was so cold in here. So
yes.
I'm like, what? It was like, I know normally if I run my heater like on a normal, we get a little breezy here, but if I run my heater like on like 70, it's hot. You know, it's really hot. I got to keep it like on like 70, 69. That's how humid
Yeah.
it is down here. And I'm telling you, I feel like it was outside because it was like on like 68, and they were telling us we had to leave it on 68 because it was just so we were conserving energy, conserving power and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, Darrell.
they try to
Yes,
tell
yes.
us to leave it on like 70. No, that's still not warm enough.
Darrell, what's going on? I cannot even imagine what you're going through.
Well, I just got back from Minnesota Tuesday, so I missed a lot of the rolling blackouts. So since I got back Tuesday, we've had heat and water, but my daughter was here, so she was. But we never had it out longer than 45 minutes to an hour. But all our stores can't get to any stores. Everything's empty. I think Walmart opened up yesterday from 12 to 3 with debit cards only, and then they didn't have any food or anything in there, so we can't drive anywhere. So basically, we've been snowed in since I got back Tuesday. I was fortunate enough to get back Tuesday before the big blizzard hit Wednesday morning, but I haven't
And
left my
what
house at
part
all since then.
what area are you in so that people know? Because
I'm in Kaufman County. I'm in
different
Kaufman
areas
County.
have different
Right. So I'm in Kaufman County, Forney, and so they haven't gave us the boil water requirement yet because we were looking at that too. So we still have water, we have lights. I know a couple people went out and tried to mess with their breakers and ended up leaving a lot of the neighbors without power for like 10 hours because they didn't know what they were doing. So if you don't know what you're doing, don't do that. And like I have a lot of friends without heat. My cousins didn't have water or heat, so they ended up having to go to Oklahoma to get a room because there are no rooms in Dallas at all to stay in. So it's been rough for a lot of us. So people that's taking it lightly. And I could just tell being in Minnesota how they're used to the weather being like that with the roads and everything. They were prepared. You could tell that this wasn't like that. And I was out here in 2011, and I know which the lady was talking about earlier, but it's really bad. And to downplay it like it's something that you could just roll through is not even that way at all. You know that.
yeah. Um, I I know that it just like because even if like for the people who even have the money, like you can't even
Means nothing. Means
like
nothing.
like you can't even go buy stuff if you have money,
Yeah, that means nothing.
So
Yeah.
it's like
And if the roads aren't solid, you can't go anywhere. I watched somebody trying to leave and slid into another parked car because they were trying to go somewhere. So money means nothing right now, and that's what people understand. And whoever said the thing about the firewood, that just sounded foolish.
right, like I'm like, what are you talking about? Shrinking Sharon.
Hello. Yes. I have. Hello. I've been to Texas. I've had friends. I got family in Texas. I've lived in New Orleans. I've lived in Florida. I've lived in Alabama. I've been through Hurricane Katrina. So says the person with the firewood or saying somebody that has stuff that's worse. Yeah, it can be things that's worse, but until you live through these disasters, you cannot say what you shoulda, coulda, woulda did. And as far as the responsibility, it's more of the city or the state's responsibility to be prepared for this stuff over the residents. Yes, the residents, we have so much as residents to be prepared for. Like I can use Katrina for a great example. Before Katrina, it was Hurricane Isaac. And they were saying, oh, this is the big one. You need to evacuate. This is going to be horrible. It's going to destroy New Orleans. You need to evacuate. I took everything I was more prepared. I went up to Baton Rouge. Only thing it did was knock over my garbage can. People got so tired of hearing the mayor and them talk about, oh, this is a big one. By the time Katrina came, people didn't want to move. People were prepared. I mean, some people, but until you've been through that, and then last year I've been through year before last, Hurricane Michael, down in Florida. So until you've been there, I don't care how much preparing you do, you never can be prepared enough for a disaster. And then, as far as the salt thing, even up here in Ohio, because I'm in Ohio now, and that's where I'm originally from, they get shortage on salt, even up here in the northern states, where the streets know that they're supposed to be salted. You know, so my heart definitely goes out to those in Texas. I've been through it. I've been without power. I've been without water. My children's godmother, they're without power now. Her son and them without water. You know, so they're going from person's house to person's house, one person's house to bathe, another person's house for electricity. So you know, really, if you haven't been in any of these disasters, it's harder for you to speak on in such a judgmental way, you know, because like you said, in Texas, you're prepared for the heat. If a heat wave came up here, where I'm at up here in Ohio, we wouldn't be as prepared, as they're not as prepared as this winter storm as they're having. So you got to take in consideration geographically where you lived and what you've been through.
Yeah. Tony Dimples.
Hello.
Hey.
I think I may have an echo. I'm not sure. I wanted to first off tell you thank you for bringing awareness to what we're going through here in Texas. I just want to share my quick
Okay, go ahead.
view of everything of what's going on, and then I'll jump off so someone else can come on. I'm an emergency, excuse me, I'm an emergency first responder, and so this completely took us off guard. At my job, we're going, and even at home, the county where I am, we're going 48 hours without any running water. We just got power back. However, it's one o'clock in the afternoon here, and so we're still at 32 degrees. The sun is out and it's melting some of the snow. So what we're having to do, because we don't have any water where I live, we're having to get buckets and the snow that's melting, have the water fall in there, and from there, that's what we're using to flush our toilets with. I haven't been able to watch the news to find out exactly what's going on. I heard something about, I believe, Ted Cruz in Mexico or something like that. Um, this is our 2001 version of Hurricane Katrina, of course, without the flooding. In my county, we have not had anyone that passed away, but I know in neighboring counties we have, and of course, condolences and sympathy to those families involved. But it is very, very dire here where I am, and thank you again for raising awareness to this. Personally, I typed in the chat that my aunt is on dialysis, and she hasn't been dialyzed since Saturday. So I got word right before I clicked on you that she's having to go an hour and a half to another city to get her treatment. It's really bad here, and I just want to thank you again for bringing awareness to it.
What part of
And
what part of Texas did you say you were in?
I'm in Jefferson County.
Oh, okay. I don't
It's
know. Is that
we're about
Dallas?
an
Is
hour.
that by Houston or like where's that?
No, we're probably an hour away from Houston. We're right on the border of Louisiana and Texas.
Okay, I see.
So I just wanted to thank you again for raising awareness and to let everyone know that this is not a joke. Um, this snow is not fake. Um, not at all. Nothing about this is fake, and it's really dire here where I am, and I know other counties and other cities in Texas is also going through something. But here where I am, like I said, we just got power back and we're going on 48 hours. The whole city is. So again, at my job, like you wouldn't think in 2021 that we would have to live like our ancestors did back in the day to use, rainwater to be able to flush our toilets. Um, it's not sanitary. Our local government, I'm not sure what they're doing. They said they don't know where the leaks are. There's several leaks in our city, and they're trying to find the leaks, but it's dire. There's no food on the shelves. Walmart opened at noon and it's closing at 5, and so is our local grocery store. They're running low on food supplies, and so it's dire here. So I
Yeah,
just
it's
wanted
sad
to
that you have to
give.
go through any of that. And hopefully conditions like fix very, very soon. Like my heart goes out to all of you guys who are enduring all of that you are enduring in this time. Chris?
Yes. Yeah, I just wanted to say that I feel so bad for like everybody that's going through everything. I'm in Texas as well, but where I'm at, it's not as bad. Like actually the restaurants are opening, everything is open, Kroger is stocked up, Target is stocked, Walmart is stocked where I'm at, but there is a lot of snow. But it's almost like people are just going on with their lives where I'm at in Texas. And I do feel really bad for the people that are without power and water because I was without water for one day.
And what
Um,
part of Texas did you say you were in?
I'm in Frisco, Texas. It's like outside of Dallas, Texas. It's like a
Mhm.
smaller city.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we're not really experiencing too much. I do know there's some people that live below me that had flooding issues. Besides that, and the water being out for one day, it's not really nothing major going on here, luckily, but I do feel so bad because there are people without power and without water. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad. Like, I wish that I could just bring them water because I have so much water that I like went to Target yesterday. Me and my kids, we went to Target yesterday and we loaded up on water. And I just feel so bad because I'm like, I wish I could just take people water that actually needs it. It's just really sad. And I feel like I blame the state because I feel like the state.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I was like, wait, what was that?
Wait, I don't know how to stop it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait, my bad. 'Cause, it didn't it just started. Go ahead, finish. Sorry about that.
Okay, yeah, so I blame the state because I feel like the state did not prepare for this, and every state I feel like they should prepare for this. Unless it's a state where you just absolutely never get snow, but Dallas and Houston, they do get snow. It's very rare, but they do get snow. And I feel like every state should prepare for that. And if they would have been prepared, then people, their water pipes wouldn't be bursting right now. Cause that's crazy. Cause I'm like, my water bill is about to be high because I'm literally dripping water every day, and they're not gonna help me pay that water bill when it's super duper high.
Right. Um,
Um, I
well,
want to say real quick before you go. I'd like to thank you for having me on here. I'm going to drop off. Um, Also, I know I am up north, says the person in the chat, but I've lived in the South long enough, over 20 years in different states and been through a lot of natural disasters to know what they're going through.
yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely have compassion. Well, thank you, Chris, and thank you, Shrink and Sharon, for coming on. Let me show you guys this video. Okay, so that was a video of people trying to gather rainwater so that they can basically survive this.
Yes, please pray for Houston. I'm gonna tell y'all right now that a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's just ice, it's just snow." No, Houston will never be prepared for anything like this. This doesn't happen every 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or whatever. This doesn't really happen. But yeah, just pray for Houston, man. Not so much negativity, a lot of positivity, because I just had to drive on a whole bunch of ice to get to my mom, and there's a lot of people on the roads, which is crazy. But let me show y'all what happened at my mom's house. So as I was recording, this happened. Just don't get no better.
All right. Thank you, Tramika, for sending those in. T.
Okay, so Neek, I live up north. I live right by Buffalo in Niagara Falls. Let me say this. We get all kind of weather fronts. We get every weather front in America come up this way. We done had hurricanes, tornadoes. We had a whole power outage when Niagara Falls was black all on the East Coast. Like at some point in time, your government put in a regiment for all these disasters. And for Texas to be run the way that they're run with the windmill powers and stuff, they never had this implemented for that red state. Like, they don't even care about how they implement a COVID regimen for these people. Like, at the end of the day, this kind of seems a little fishy that, for such a big state like Texas, no one had the technology or the government implementation to have this kind of disaster written out. I mean, something don't make sense.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
understand
don't
why they don't
understand
have a
why they
solution
don't have a
either.
right. And during COVID, you can't these hotels. We still in the middle of a pandemic. And as I stated, Texas is the hottest still. They do not have things under control. And I'm in New York State, where our governor has taken things control where the rest of the country is doing things how it. So at the end of the day, like, something that seems like they have very little concern for the people who actually live in that state.
Right.
Especially with what's going on after the insurgent. I mean, Texas very a Republican state. What's happening right now?
Your thing is like skipping or jumping. I don't know what's going on, but it's like doing something weird.
Oh, I don't know what's happening. Maybe Mike or my feed. But at the end of the day, Texas is a red state. We have to really think about what's going on as far as politics are concerned. They really care about the numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go out and come back in because something is going on with your audio.
Okay.
All right, Latanya.
Hi, Neek. I just wanted
Hi.
to say thank you for doing this show. I love your show, but I wanted to come on here because of the comments, the negative comments. I just want people to who live in those states like Ohio, and I'm born and raised in Indiana, so I know the harsh weather conditions. So I want those people to look at it in a way of, okay, I'm gonna go sleep outside in this cold weather in the snow, and
Yeah.
think that's how we're feeling in our homes. And I went to the grocery store this morning, and a white guy approached me and he said, "This is crazy." He said, and it's sad because you can see that they're doing the blackout in the destitute areas, which is true. My sons live in a part of Dallas, and they have been without heat for 2 days. They finally made their way over here to me in Keller, but I have rolling blackout. But their temperature was 37 degrees in their apartment. So it's like these people are literally like sleeping outside in cold weather. And if people look at it that way, then they can say, oh, there's no way I could survive if I had to sleep outside in cold weather. But that's how we're feeling in our homes. And my brother was out without it, his wife, her daughter. with 2 grandbabies and her husband, no power, no light, no heat, no nothing for 3 days. And luckily they came over to my place and my fiance's place. But I have a 91-year-old mother that I'm taking care of. Could you imagine her being left in the cold and freezing
Yeah,
to
to fend
death
for
with
herself at that, if with no help.
exactly. And she was living by herself. And then I had to have her move in with me because she has early signs of dementia. But if she was by herself, she would be frozen to death. So this is no joke. It's not about who has money, who doesn't have money. It's about people getting together and helping one another wherever you are, whatever state you're in. Find out what you can do to help. FEMA is supposed to help, but we know how that's going to turn out. So I'm not even dependent on that. And my brother, who was over there with his wife and dogs and no heat, there was a neighbor in her car with her 3-year-old child freezing. And he went up there to her apartment and said, "This girl don't even know him. Uh, are you hungry?" She says, "Yes, we're starving." He invited them down to her apartment because they had the barbecue. That was the only way they could eat. And she stayed there with her son with them in a freezing apartment for 4 hours, but at least she was able to eat. And those are the things that we need to do and look at to help one another. So for
Yeah.
all these negative comments, leave that somewhere else. And it's karma because they voted for Trump. That has nothing to do with what we're going through as people, that we
At
didn't
all.
ask for this.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
I go
Oh,
ahead.
okay. Go ahead, bipolar red. Sorry.
Me, first of all, I'm a fan of yours. This is my first time ever doing this, so like I'm a little nervous, but I watch you all the time, and I'm a big, big
Don't be
fan.
nervous, girl. It's just like a regular conversation. Don't be nervous. And thank you for
I
the
don't
support.
curse like that. I try not to because I watch enough, and I know like y'all don't like that. First of all, I'm from Miami. I'm from Dade County, born and raised. I'm a hood chick. Not gonna front about it. We never experienced that kind of weather. We always either get sunny or rain. So for most people down south, I read a lot of comments. Oh, I wish it snowed in Florida. No, the hell you don't. Because if we're experiencing what them people experiencing, most of us will be dead. Because when the weather changed down here, we get a little bit of 40 or 50-degree weather. All us got on our snow boots and our coats ready to flex
Yeah.
like we, doing something. And people really experience that kind of weather, that's nothing to them. They got on shorts and stuff like that. So people who from the South talking about that need to shut their hell up because you're lying. Secondly, I don't understand how people can be so good to them people. I was watching the videos on your video that you just showed, and my mouth dropped because on the news here we got Channel 7. People from Florida and from the South know what's up. We get Channel 4, 7, 10. They don't tell us this kind of stuff. I usually watch CNN or MSNBC, something like that, to get more of the real news because the local news tell us BS. They don't show stuff like this. So I didn't even know that these people was experiencing this. I'm thinking, oh, just snowing a little bit or something like that, or they just experiencing record temperatures. Long as they bundle up, everything should be fine. We see nothing about no stores with no food on the shelf, people houses collapsing, people pools and stuff freezing. That man, how he had to steal a piece of pellet to keep his house warm, and he was right. The Texas, the mayors is wrong for that. They wrong for it. And if they hear this or get access to your stuff, and I hope they do, whatever them people going through, I hope that they experience that 7 times over. Because what they don't understand is you reap what you sow. And when you are mayor and the governor, you have a responsibility to them people. God holds you accountable for the welfare of the people that you are responsible for governing. It's not just about collecting a check and sitting up looking, cute and driving nice cars and flexing that you got a title behind your name. You're responsible for people's lives. And what them people experiencing, he got their blood on his hands. His blood on his hands. And whatever them people experiencing, them people that went to Mexico and try to see what they got and resigning and stuff like that, you're going to be held accountable for that. God is going to hold you accountable, and karma is and they're going to experience 10 times what the people experiencing. He's going to get it. And I hope the people in Texas, I put a prayer for them in your chat. I wish it was something I could do. That here, we got our own struggle as far as unemployment and us not getting our money and people still waiting on, assistance. So if I was able to do something, I would. But I pray that them people get restoration, peace. I pray that God, send relief to them people and that He cover them and those that's trying to keep warm and keep safe. I hope y'all get access to food or whatever it is that y'all need. But they're gonna pay for this. They're gonna pay for this. And people who in them comments thinking that it's cute, it ain't funny. It's nothing about this that's funny. So Janessa, whoever the hell she is, ain't nothing
Well,
funny
I
about
think
this.
I think
Don't give
Janessa
her no
Janessa
more.
apologized. Janessa apologized,
She
so
needs
I will
to.
acknowledge
Don't
that
give
she
her no more
apologized.
play. You don't
Janessa
even need to give her
apologized.
no more play. She needs to. She owe them people an apology, and everybody thinks it's funny. It's not funny because it could be you. It may not be a storm. It could be something else that you experience. It could be a heat disaster for us down here in Florida. We experience record heat all the time. We could end up having a fire or something. Anything, God forbid, but anything can happen to you. Don't think because you're not experiencing what them people experiencing that you safe. Ain't none of us safe in this. Ain't nobody safe. If you ain't through the
Yeah.
weather, going through the government. If you ain't going through the government, you going through something else. We're dealing with this pandemic. And we don't know where it come from, who started it, who it originated from. The news saying one thing, Trump said another thing, Biden saying something else. You don't know what's going on. So we all going through something, and people need to humble themselves. They need to humble themselves and pipe down. If you ain't got nothing positive to say about these people, then get the hell out the chat. Simple. I'm done. God bless you, and you keep doing what you're doing with your pretty self. And screw everybody who
Thank
got
you,
something
Mama.
to say about
Thank you
it.
for thank you for supporting the channel, and thank you for being a viewer. I appreciate it. And I mean,
Neek,
I
she said
understand
it
the
all. I'm
passion.
getting ready to go. Neek, she said it all. Thank you, whoever you are. You said it all. Thank you.
No
Everybody just pray
problem. No
for us.
problem. God bless
All
y'all.
right, thank
God
you,
bless
Latanya.
y'all.
Yeah. And thank you, Bipolar Red Jazz, for being very passionate about this, because it's definitely a lot of
I
people
usually
affected
be
by it.
sitting myself on my phone, when I'm watching your videos. But thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. And I'm gonna continue watching. Let me get out of here and let you finish doing your thing.
All right, thank you for coming on.
No
Madison?
problem.
Hey Nick, hey Nick, hey,
Hey.
yeah. I just wanted to come on and say a few things. Yeah, it's very sad how people are, making a joke about it. Like, it's really sad. But at first, I'm not gonna lie, my cousin lives in Texas, and he posted a pic of him in front of the fireplace, and he was like, this is all I have since we have no electricity. And everybody was laughing, because I'm in Chicago, so I didn't really, I'm like, what, I'm used to this type of weather. So every winter. So I mean, he moved from Chicago to Texas, so we were kind of laughing at him. We didn't know it was this serious. And so as like, as he saw the comments and stuff, and he was like, no, it's really serious. Like we've been out here like at least 32 hours. I'm like, what? Like, oh my God. I'm like, and then I started to research it, and I start seeing, people on Facebook with the hashtag pray for Texas. And I'm just like, wow, this is so messed up. But what I'm really thinking of is, the people that are not affected by it. Like, you think that you're not going to be affected by it right now just because, you look outside your window, or you look downstairs and your pipes aren't busted, or your electricity is not off. But what about, the fact that Texas feeds a lot of our, states, like agriculturally speaking, they help us, So what about in the springtime, or not even in the springtime, in the next month or so, when they need to produce this food, or they need to produce meat, vegetables, all these things in their farms are out of whack because they weren't even prepared for this type of weather. You know what I'm saying? So that's the scary part for me too. I'm worried about that too. So people do need to pray for Texas, keep them continuously in prayers. Whether you have family down there or not, you need to pray for these people, because it can, and it will, and it is going to affect each and every last one of us that do have to, end up getting things from Texas, which is pretty much everybody. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Madison, for coming on and giving that point of view because people are not thinking about that as well. Agriculturally and things like that for them servicing other people. So it's gonna trickle down the pipeline. So
Yeah,
it's a mess.
yeah. And
Well,
thanks, Sneak at Night, for you. Thanks, thank you, because you have a large platform and you're not being silent about it. I saw a lot of people that were coming at Beyonce too because they were like, "Oh, she's from Texas, but all she's doing is posting Ivy League, I mean, her new line or whatever." And I'm like, "Well, we don't really know what she's doing in the backgrounds just because she's not choosing to, maybe make a bold statement like you are, which is I would, if I was her, I probably would do it the way you're doing it. I don't know, just because, but a lot of people are down her throat. But I do appreciate you and anybody else that's going live and in letting
yeah.
people know
That's the
what's
problem
going on,
with
because a lot.
society. Like people think that if they don't see it, that it's not happening. Like just because
Right.
somebody's not loud about what they're doing doesn't mean that it's not happening. And people got to get out of that mind state that if I don't
Right.
see it, then they're not doing it. Because as soon
Right.
as people show you, it's like such a hypocritical world that we live in. Because as soon as people show you feeding you feeding the homeless, you giving a charity, then people like, why you got to record it, why you got to show it, but then as soon as you don't
Right.
show it, then they're like, oh, it's not happening, you're not doing it. So it's like, which one is it? Do you want people to
Yeah.
show their charitable efforts? Do you want people to show that they're giving to the homeless, or do you want them to move in silence and do it in silence? Like, do you like, so people are hypocrites. So that's just what it is. People are
Exactly.
are are, are,
Totally.
are super hypocrites.
I just want y'all to know
Yeah.
I'm here in Texas, y'all, and I'm from California. Me and Neek, we're really good friends, and man, when I tell you this was horrible, like it's not even a joke, y'all. Like literally no water, you know. I was lucky enough to after they had that 100 car accident, I was lucky enough to get into the stores and buy food and stuff. But after the very next day after that, I went into the stores just to get some juice because I had forgot to, and everything was missing off the shelves. Like people had went in there and ransacked it. Then we got like almost 19, 18-degree weather, and we're in our homes with no electricity, with no heat, with no gas, with no water, trying to book hotel rooms. All the hotels are taken, and the hotels that are not taken, they don't have water, they don't have electricity, and people are laughing. Hold on, y'all. This
Yeah.
was very hard to go without for like 3 days
Yes, my
with
heart is
my
with you,
family.
Caroline.
So while y'all sitting here laughing, y'all think this is a joke. It was not a joke. It was not.
Wow. Yeah.
And it was not easy. And I thank everybody who like sent donations into my family. Like, you got to think about all the people who don't have that type of support. All the people who died in their homes because they were cold. The little girl and the mom who died.
Yeah.
Y'all, this is not funny. This is not funny at all. So
Yeah,
just
I'm
to
so
let y'all
sorry that
know.
you're going through that. I'm glad I seen your post on Facebook, and I'm glad that you were able to get a generator and get some things for your family. I didn't even see that you had posted a link though. I'm not on
Wow.
Facebook that much, but I'm sad that you going through that.
Yeah, I had posted a link. Like I'm just thankful to like people who actually, you know, rock with me like that, who was able to help me and my family. Cause I was trying to get a hotel room, but we couldn't even do that, y'all. We couldn't even get a hotel. Like I literally got the very last generator from Home Depot that they had.
Mhm.
So we straight now. I mean, the electricity is back on. It just came on not too long ago, but we don't have water. So
Oh, so the electricity came. Which you're in Houston, right?
yeah, I'm in Houston, but it's still a lot of people without electricity. But it came back on in my area, right? It came back on in my area, but it's still a lot of people in different areas who don't have it still, and we don't have water. So
So, is the food places still in your area? Because in some places they're just completely wiped out. Have they started restocking yet
um
in Houston, or no?
no, yesterday, well, I don't know today, but I know yesterday when I went into the grocery stores, no. No, the only thing that they had left on the shelves was like a little bit of chips and stuff. And then you got to think no fast food places was open because they didn't have water. And so nobody could really get food like that. If even if they wanted to, like even if they had money, they couldn't go to a fast food place and get food or a restaurant. All the restaurants were closed. So, driving, it was like to me, I felt like it's the end. Like I'm literally it's at
In the
nighttime.
last days type of thing.
Right, because I'm literally driving through neighborhoods, and y'all got to understand, it doesn't matter what neighborhood you live in. I live in an upscale neighborhood. Okay.
Hmm.
So driving through my neighborhood and it's just pitch black. All you
Yeah.
see is candles in certain people's windows. But everybody got their doors closed and everything like that because you got to keep your door closed. It's cold. It's super cold.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. Like, oh, and to top it all off, no gas for your car.
Oh, you couldn't buy gas either?
No, mostly all because people had generators, right? Gas generators. Mostly all the places to pump your gas, all the gas pumps were like, we're out of gas, we're out of gas, we're out of gas.
Oh,
I had
wow.
to drive 20 minutes to put gas in my generator. And
Oh, wow.
that place that I put gas in my generator at, the line was so long, and I was afraid that I wasn't even going to get gas for my generator. So
Wow. I didn't even know that the gas stations didn't have gas. I didn't even think about that.
yeah, we didn't have
Renee
gas either.
Renee said there's no gas where she's at either.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, I mean, what can we do? What can we do? Nothing. Nothing. No water. And then the people who do have water, they're telling them, oh, you got to boil your water because there's parasites in the water. You know. So
Yeah. Nerd in the clouds.
Yeah, I'm here. I don't I'm this is my first time ever speaking on your show. I watch it all the time. I'm just like really nervous.
Oh,
Um
don't be nervous. Don't be nervous.
but yeah, I live in Austin and my power went off at 2 a.m. on a Monday and I have not had power. They lied about the rotations. I don't have any like I currently was able to go to my friend's house, right? Because they had 4-wheel drive and they were able to take me there. And then I'm currently here with my coworker. Like it's like everyone is helping everyone from Texas, but the people that need to be helping us are not helping us. There's no salt on the roads. It's like they want us to be stuck in our homes, and it's like I get so I get so emotional because I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, so I'm not used to this type of stuff. And it's like me going without food for 2 days and like being in the cold in my house, like I almost had gotten like fucking frostbitten. I'm sorry for cussing, like frostbitten.
Oh, go
Like
ahead. You can vent however you feel necessary. Go ahead.
like I almost got frostbitten from like I was so thankful that a friend came and got me because I couldn't feel my toes anymore. That's how cold it was in my apartment. And I had posted on Facebook like how I had to eat because I took some candles together and I made myself a cheese toast. I had to make a cheese toast out of candles and people were laughing at me and
What's
thinking
a
it was
cheese
funny.
what is that? What's a cheese post?
Cheese toast.
Oh, a
Grilled
cheese
cheese. Yes,
toast.
a
Oh, a
grilled
grilled cheese
cheese.
sandwich. Oh, okay.
Yes, grilled cheese sandwich. Like it was just like I'm sorry, I'm just country from Memphis. So
Oh, okay. I thought
it's
it
my
was like a
accent.
cheese post. I was like, "What is that?" But okay, go ahead. Go
But
ahead.
yeah, it's just like that. Like we tried to go out and get some food and stuff, and it's literally a mile walk to try to get something. But when we went to when it was at the gas station, there was nothing there but liquor. Like every only thing is he out here is nothing but liquor. All of the stores are closed. My job trying to get us out food to us, but no one can come to us. Nobody's delivering. It's horrible. It's so horrible. I've never thought in my entire day that I would have to live like this. I just turned 30 and I've just never thought I had to live like this, in this civilization. I thought that Texas basically would have it all. Because I came from the hood. I literally came from the hood to have a better life here. And then only to be like this. Like it hurts my heart. And then reading how people there's people on these Facebook groups trying to help us and stuff like this, but these people can only do so much. This is our situation here in Austin, Texas. They're telling even people who have ATVs and four-wheel drive to try to get to people, they're telling them to turn around and go back home, to not even assist us, like the officers, because it's too slick out here, or why are you out here? It's like they want us to suffer.
Yeah, I can't even imagine or even wrap my mind around, what you guys are going through because it's just horrible. Like it's just devastating. Like
It
I
really
can't
is, though.
even, wrap my mind around it. And I feel for everybody going through it, Catalea, who is my actual friend, and just even people who I don't know that are going through this is just it's just painful to hear. And I hurt with you guys as well.
Yeah, so
Dre?
Neek, hey Neek. So I wish the conversation wasn't so down, but it's some real shit going on. So hey to everybody. So I'm here visiting. I told you I was coming to Texas, and I'm like, oh shit, it's hot. You know what I mean? It's gonna be everything. My brother's staying in a bougie little house or whatever, and I think it was like Monday or Tuesday, the shit had turned off. So like, the rotation was like every 15 days or whatever. I mean, every 15 minutes, every 20 minutes it was gonna come back on. So it's like, all right, the kids is cold, but the kids is warm. The kids cold, the kids warm. So every time it turned back on, we'll put some in the microwave, just try to make it do what it do. Cause I went a whole summer without lights, so I'm used to the struggle, but not the kids. And then one day it just didn't turn back on. And the whole neighborhood was out. So we took the four kids, all the elderlies, pretty much all like 12 people in this house, and went to my twins' one bedroom apartment and made it did what it did. Like we was all stuffed up on the couch and sleeping on the floor, but we made it do what it do. This is my first time in Texas. I didn't expect this. I actually thought it was a joke. I'm like, okay, it's just a little bit of snow. What's the worst that could happen? And then when I seen you know, everything was shut down. It took me 45 minutes to get to the line in the gas station just for them to say they only taking cash, no credit. Then had cash, the lights turned off at the register. So the dude is ringing up my shit on his calculator on his phone. Everything is ran out. They got this store called like HEB. That shit was closed. They was only letting certain people in. There's no meat on the shelves, no eggs, no milk. The Walmart was closed. Everything is closed except for the local gas station. And I'm just like, what is going on? So I don't know. Like it was just a lot going on. Like this is crazy. And this is my first time here. Obviously, I'm not gonna have like a bad impression of Texas, but I just was like, shit, what's going on? So I'm looking up what the neighbors put what the mayors putting out and the governor and what's going on. And it's like they're not doing what they need to be doing. Like I ain't trying to play Texas or nothing, but like these people, I think 28 people already died as far as local news here. And what is being done? Like, I feel so bad for the homeless people, for the people that ain't got much. This one lady begged the person in front of me to let them in so she can get some charcoal because we was making breakfast on the grill. I let her in front of me. I didn't even care that much because I didn't really need that much as she did. Like, it's just crazy. It's sad. And I'm not gonna lie, like, granted, I came here for like low key vacation, but I'm glad I was able to experience it with my family because I mean, like I said, we've been through worse, but the kids don't know this experience, and it's just really sad. It really is. Like this is no joke. All that shit you be seeing is for real.
Right. And that's just the part that I just don't understand how the government is just not doing nothing. Like they're just not like, oh, like y'all figure it out. Like we'll catch y'all when it get warm. Like I just can't even like that's the part for me. But you
Yeah.
know, that is crazy. Faith,
Mhm. I was like,
Faith. I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, hi. Listen, first of all, Nick, Thank you so much. I live in Texas, and I just appreciate you for shining a light on this. And I do want to take just a moment to kind of explain what I've learned about what actually has happened here in Texas. As everybody probably knows, Texas is rich in energy, all kinds of energy. So much so, they got so greedy, they decided that they wanted to get off of the national grid and they wanted to become sellers of energy. Okay, so when you put yourself in a position like that, that means when you need help and you're not on the grid, you can't get any help. All right. But they're greedy and they thought that they would just be able to sell energy because, hey, they're floating in it. Well, what they decided to also be is cheap. What they did is they did not winterize the power plants, they didn't winterize the turbines. And so we have this event that happened. There's no excuse though. They're trying to blame the weather, they're trying to blame all these things, but they intentionally did not winterize the turbines. They didn't winterize the power plants, but especially the turbines, because if if you listen, if you're able to get to any sites that are local, you will see people saying things like, see, this is why you can't have green energy, because look at what happens
It
to the
is that they didn't
turbines.
winterize
Well,
the
that is
turbines.
so false, because Texas turned down the option to winterize those turbines. And so now we're in this position. So this is this can happen, not this particular thing, but the fact that we have politicians who are in the pockets of lobbyists and business owners, right? All they have to do is stand down on you the way they did us. And whatever it is that you need your power plant to do for you in the summer or the winter or whatever it is, it will just not be done for you. So it's not like, oh, it's such a terrible storm. That's why this happened. No, this happened because Texas decided to get off of the national grid to sell power and to not winterize the power plants or the turbines so that they could say, look, green energy doesn't work because look, the turbines froze. Well, they wouldn't have frozen if you would have taken the recommended precautions. So, but I do want to say to everybody out there, thank you guys for your prayers. As far as me personally, I live very close to Frisco in a city called Plano, which is like a north suburb of Dallas, but pretty far from Dallas though actually. But here we were without power for about a day and a half, but the temperature got down to 10 at night. So it was very, very cold. And the sad thing about it is we got in a car, we went to different hotels. We even went to this hotel, they call it the Cowboys Hotel, which is a brand new hotel out by the Cowboys training camp. And we even went out there to see if we could get a room because our house was freezing. It's a nice house, beautiful home. Our pool is frozen. It'll probably be a write off now. We'll probably have to get rid of it. Um, but we went there thinking, well, this is a upscale hotel. We'll just go there and hunker down for the night and see how things go. Get there, they don't even have backup power for these big hotels. So Texas is kind of a facade of a progressive place. It really isn't. And I'm just really surprised to see so many people thinking that, oh, this is a weather event. This is something that just happened. No, this was something that was deliberately not planned for. And so the real solution to this is to watch your politicians. I'm going to be all about that life from now on because they are the ones who are at fault in the situation. But I want to thank everybody for listening to this long dissertation. But I just want people to know what's really going on, and I want to thank you, Neek, and everyone who send their prayers out to us here in Texas because the worst is yet to come for tonight because it's going to be the coldest night so far. So pray for us and thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Faith, for coming on and breaking that down for us. And I guess we can end the stream there. I just wanted to, use my platform and be a voice for the voiceless in this situation, and use my platform to, inform some of the people who are not informed about the conditions that's going on there. And I'm not sure which are the credible places to donate. I'm not sure, but maybe you guys can do research if you guys want to help out for the people in Texas. Um, I don't really know of like which organization to trust, because even Red Cross, FEMA, and those things, they're even like shady sometimes. So I really don't know, but just look it up, research it. For those of you guys who do want to help out for the people in Texas, look up which one is credible. Again, I don't know which one. I don't know which actual like organization is like the credible one, for people to help out. But prayers to Texas. My heart goes out to you guys. And this is just very sad and unfortunate that the people who are put in place in a position of power are not doing anything about it, and they're going on vacations to Cancun, and they're telling people to suck it up. Oh well, too bad, so sad. Like, I just can't even imagine, like, the people that are supposed to be solution based and help the people are just basically saying F the people. Like, so I'm gonna end on that note, and thank you guys for coming on and sharing your stories and informing other people of what you're going through. My heart is going out to you guys. Peace.